So then here we go, we are back. It is Tuesday night and we are with Division 5 here in DTR, race 3 of the season. Oh shit, I've got my laptop sick. There we go. Third race of the season here in Australia as we are on board with Hammers UK. So we've got, it's the beginning of qualifying, nobody's set a lap time as yet, and I believe so Hammers is backed out of his lap, so we'll just get the data on the screen for you, see what tyres people are on, and we will have a look through the grids here we got. So we've got 20 drivers tonight as we head through the grid. I'm a little unorganised, so I am going to just get the leaderboard up in 1 second and see what the league table is looking like. So we've got Reliot here coming through the end of sector 3, getting ready to set his first lap time of the race as Benji scores fastest here with a 24.2 to be beaten by Reliot with a 23.3. So the Alfa Romeo driver on pole as it stands, but it's early so far. Robsu, one of the fastest drivers of last week, and I think he got a puncture right at the end, yeah, at Bahrain. So Rob's had a really good race, got a puncture right at the end as well. He goes fastest here with a 123.3, so two drivers in the .3s at the moment. And Grosberry goes and beats that with a 22.7, by far setting the fastest lap so far. Yet to set a time, everyone from P9 downwards. His skipper is on his out lap, 77, won the race last week. Made a couple of mistakes still, but managed to win the race. We have a Ferrari, Pete the Pirate. He is facing the wrong way in sector 1. He's got a bunch of cars coming towards him, so he needs to be careful that he doesn't take anybody out of qualifying as he sees the gap and he's going to go. So there's an Aston Martin round as well. He just goes past, so he knocks his front wing off in the process, and he drives into the wall again. So not the best lap here from Pete the Pirate, but he's back on his way and he'll head round to the pits, get new wing, new tyres, and try to set a lap time on his second attempt. So get this scored up. We will take a look at the current standings here in Division 5. So after Bahrain last week, we've got the two AlphaTauris at in P1 and P2, Charlie and Relay Luca, 36 and 30 points for them. Then it's the two Alpine drivers of Leitchim and 77 behind them with 27 and 25 points, and Dirk Nobert is in 5th position with 20 points. So I'm going to go through the grid as we've been distracted there. We've got Robsu on pole with a 22.7, just beating Grosberry, the McLaren driver, for that top spot as it stands. Jens Hoffer has retired from qualifying, currently in P5, so I think ideally for him he's going to want to start maybe P11 so he can do the alternate strategy, as Reliot is now in P6 and is trying to improve on his previous lap. So we will stay on board with Reliot. I think he's on a hot lap here. Let's see what his sector time says. No, he's not pushing at all. So we've got a yellow flag Sector 1, I think it said. Sector 2, I think that may be just Reliant going a little slow around the track. Let's see if anyone is on an 8 lap at the moment. So your race winner from last week, 77, as he appears to be on a hot lap, so we'll jump on board with the Alpine driver. So 77 has invalidated his lap. We've got Gunnar in P4 at the moment for Alfa Romeo. He is currently, what's going on with this table? So he is currently 6th in the championship, just ahead of his teammate. 18 points and 12 points for Alfa Romeo. And then Jens Hoffer, who is out of qualifying at the moment. He is currently P8 in the championship, I think. 1, 2. Yeah, P8 at the moment. For Jens, he is the leading Aston Martin driver, with BB Boulder yet to score a point, with 2 DNFs this season, along with Benjius, also 2 DNFs. These guys will be looking to try get a small points finish today. As oh, look, so Charlie hasn't set a lap yet. Charlie, championship leader, 36 points, yet to set a lap. Relay Luca, not setting a lap either. They may be going for an alternate strategy for the race. There's Gunnar, he's on his out lap here. But he does say 2 lap old soft, so we'll have to see what Gunnar can do here. He must have forgot to change his tyres, I think. But here he goes, gets past the traffic, coming down into sector 1. I need to get the track corners up. So the layout for this track is still the old layout. They haven't updated this one to the game as yet, with the new one just having a few changes just to make the track flow a little bit and be a bit quicker, a little bit wider in places for allowing more overtaking, which is always good. So hopefully they can maybe update the game soon, or that'll be just a part of the next game that will be coming out in the summer. So I need to find see what Gunnar can do with his lap time. Currently sticks it on pole and I'm way behind there. He put that on pole ages ago and I've missed it. Sorting out the laptop and stuff. So Guna on pole, 122.2, half second quicker than Wardy. As we got yellows in sector 3 as people allow each other to overtake. So let's try and find someone who is on a hot lap. Rob Sue, the Haas driver, currently in P3. Had a brilliant race last week, but ended up with the DNF from a puncture. I believe it was it a DNF. No, he got P13. Got P13 despite the puncture wrecking his race, and I think he was leading the race for quite a while as well, as he nearly invalidates there, taking quite a lot of curb on the inside of 9 and 10 as he comes through the fast chicane, managing to cut a little bit of curb there and avoiding the cut and avoiding losing traction at the same time, as Pete the Pirate on his out lap lets the Haas driver through as he comes through the final few corners into turn 15 here, and finally through 16 as you want to be full throttle on the exit leading up to the start finish line, and that puts Robsy into P2, so he's only 1/10 less than a tenth, you know, 3/300ths of a second off Guna. So similar pace drivers right at the top these last few races. Ben just retired from the session, currently in P5, so he may be able to still get a good qualification place with that 22.8 time that he has set. As we will go around the grid, so we've got the McLaren driver of Man Like Donkey in the pit at the moment, along with Dart Norbert on an outlap, who's just left the pits. Relay Luca deciding to go out and finally set a time. So with this being a street circuit, maybe predicting a few safety cars throughout this race and saving a couple of sets of softs for the race, which could work out very well for him if there is multiple. So there's a car right there on this side. Well, it's just a couple of set of tyres that the stewards decided not to move as the Red Bull driver comes through, and that wasn't Skipper, it was Composite, who is on a hot lap as he comes towards the end of his lap, as he's currently P12 with a 23.5. So can Composite improve his lap time as he approaches the start finish straight and crosses the line? And he is still P12 at the moment. So we'll jump on board with Ray Luca, who is currently P11 with a 23.4. I was mistaken, I didn't think he'd set a time already, whilst his teammate is in P3 now, Charlie, with a 22.5, as Relay Luca backs out of this lap. So Nerdy event, what is it? Nerdy Average Gamer, he's out of qualifying at the moment in P20, failed to set a lap time, and 77 is on a hot lap, so we'll stick with 77, currently P13 and one of the faster drivers on the grid in Division 5 this season, with his win last week in Bahrain. So 77 has invalidated, will not improve from P13 unless he can go again here and set his time, but he will be on more worn softs as he nearly invalidates there into turn 1. So 77's had a huge crash here. Wardy is out as well. Sorry, I missed that there. I was just trying to sort something out on the laptop, and I'm just having a quick little replay of it here. So yeah, loses it coming through the fast chicane of 11-12. So 77 starting from P16 at best at the moment. So Rio Luca, he's 3 tenths up at the moment on his lap time. We've got a couple of Haas drivers coming across the line. So Rob Su, currently P2, is he's on an out lap, beginning his hot lap as he's coming across the line. So we've got an Alpine driver of Lightship, who's currently in P14 and does not improve his lap time. So we've got an Alpine, no, the AlphaTauri Relay Luca coming across the line, and he moves up to P6 right at the end there. So Gunnar on a hot lap, but he's down 3 seconds, so he's had to abandon his lap along the way. Robsu up half a tenth at the moment, which isn't enough to get him pole. He's going to have to gain another 1 or 2 tenths throughout this lap. So we've got 9 people watching in the chat at the moment. Feel free to write in the chat your predictions for the race, who you're supporting, and what you think the race, what will happen in the race. So Robsy just loses traction there coming at the final corner, which will cost him dearly, and that looks like qualifying is complete. So we've got Gunnar on pole, the Alfa Romeo driver, with Robsy just behind him on the front row of the grid. I'm going to grab a beer whilst this thing loads up. So the game is beginning to load, and the drivers are picking their fuel strategies and tyres. As soon as it starts, we will run through the grid of qualifying, and we do have a bit of a mixed up grid, it looks like, tonight in terms of pace from last week and where the drivers are on qualifying this week. So we've got the lights on for the formation lap. I was worried then, I thought there was no formation lap, but anyways, on pole position we have got Alfa Romeo's Gunnar, who is hopefully not in a Premier Inn this week and is not going to bin it off the line. Rob Su, the Haas driver, is on the front row of the grid with him. Alfa Romeo doing really good here, P1 and P3 after qualifying, with Relly in P3. The McLaren driver is doing very well at qualifying this season. He's on P4 just behind Relliot. Charlie, our championship leader, is in P5 with his teammate Luca just behind him. Wardy He's in P7 at the moment, currently on 4 points in the championship. Benjius yet to finish a race, just behind him in P8. The second McLaren driver is in P9 of Man Like Donkey. Jens Hoffer retired in qualifying. He's in P10 at the moment. He would have liked P11 ideally, but unfortunate for him, he just misses out. Where Dirt Norbert is in P11 and opts for the alternate strategy. Hammers UK also on the alternate strategy with the medium tyres. Tom Putty has gone for the soft tyres. We'll get the information on here as we have a look at what tyres people are on. So Lightjim, Alpine driver, he is currently P14 and the only driver to select the hard tyre, which worked well for him last week. Composite, soft tyre, P15. BV Baldy, the second Aston Martin driver, and yet to finish a race, so he'll be looking to at least just try and cross the line today and get the finish with Skipper just behind him, the Red Bull driver opting for that soft tyre. Pete the Pirate had a troublesome qualifying there, a couple of issues on the alternate strategy with Nerdy Average Gamer in P19. And I believe 77 must have had a 5-place grid penalty or something to send him back to the back of the grid. So we will head to the front of the grid with Gunnar, who sits patiently on pole, waiting for the lights to begin. So we've got 1 light, 2, 3, 4 lights, and they're all on, and they are off, and away we go. So we get the camera angle at the front here, heading down into turn 1. It looks like Gunnar's got a good start ahead of the Haas driver as we come through, and they're all getting through quite cleanly. So no dramas at turn 1. Well, Jens is off. Ignore that. So Gunnar's still ahead here in P1 and pulling away a little bit from Rob Street, almost a second already, with Reliot just behind him. Did I turn? Bear with me. Yeah, I thought it was quiet. Apologies. So Gunnar still heading P1 with Rob Street just behind. Reliot still in P3 along with Grobert in P4. And it's Luca and Charlie who I think have swapped positions on the opening lap there. So Jens Hoffer is at the back. He's lost time at the beginning in an incident into turn 1, which pushes Pete the Pirate up to P19. 77's got a great start here as he is up 6 places there from P20. So a great first lap from him. So first lap is pretty clean so far. Only one driver getting into a bit of trouble, which was Jens. We have Tom Putty right on the back of Hammers UK here for the P11 spot. As you see a Red Bull in the background, either going really wide or just trying to break the toe there, which will be Composite. See if he's got any damage. I don't think he has. BB Baldy there in P17 with Average Gamer just behind him. He takes a little look at Baldy on the inside, but thinks better of it afterwards. So we will head back to the front and see what is going on here with Gunnar just over a second ahead of Robsuit, as Reliot is keeping up with him, and Relay Luca hits the wall. We need to see his front wing and see if he has damage. Just going to have a look at the laptop here and watch the replay and see what actually happened there. I think he just got out of shape and on the power a little bit too quick out of there. So doesn't appear to have damage. He only glanced the walls with his tyres, so no front wing damage for Luca, which is very fortunate for him, but he has lost a place to Wardy as he does choose to pit, so he must have damage. We've got yellow flags in sector 2 and 3, but they have now gone as Luca has to pit as he is on the soft tyre. As so he could go hards or mediums and see what happens in the race. So as you were at the front, the top 4 is unchanged, and Charlie is all over the back of Growberry. I think Growberry got a bit of a sloppy exit there, but it doesn't look like it's costing too much, I don't think, as Charlie begins to pull away from Wardy. They're in P6 and Benjius is just behind him, so Benji's still going, not DNF'd yet, and we've still got BV Baldy running as well. So still 20 runners, and we've got 77 at the back of the grid now, who's clearly had an incident and had to pit. Relay Luca is going to be looking to try and get those mediums to go as fair as he can, and maybe get back on the softs later on. Man Like Donkey having a good race so far, up into P8 at the moment. And we have a Haas driver around, so that's Rob Suit. He's had a moment here as he tries to re-enter safely, which is good for him. We appreciate that. We do like safe drivers here at DTR. Want to see some good wheel-to-wheel racing, setting safe drivers, and he did exactly that. Didn't want to ruin anybody's race, and he gets back on his way, and we'll have to see if Robsu has any damage here. So he's got both his end plates intact. Whether he has small damage or not, I'm not sure, but currently down in P15, dropping down all the way from P2 down to 15th. So at the front, this does put the 2 Alfa Romeo drivers up there, P1, P2 as it stands. And what have I done with the league table? So safety car, we have lost, we've not lost anybody, but we've had, someone's had an off and caused the safety car, which it looks like it's Average Gamer. It's got no front wing here as he's coming through sector 3 towards the end of the lap. Clearly had a moment through possibly the fast chicane of 11 and 12. That's part of the track where drivers often catch the curb and lose the car quite easily, as he will bring it round and pit for a new front wing. And he just needs to decide whether he's going hard tyres or softs, or maybe even go mediums again and softs at the end. So going to run through the grid after 5 laps here. We've got Guna leading the way in P1 at the moment. Was pulling at a nice gap, but all that has gone to waste now, as his brother and teammate Reliot is right behind him, and Reliot can really do a job here to help his teammate to pull away from the rest of the pack after the safety car restart. So Grobari is now up to P3 after Robsu's mistake, and Charlie is in P4. Man Like Donkey moves up a few places now into P5. Don't know, but Mercedes driver in P6 there on his 4-lap old medium tyres. Tom Putty, the leading Haas driver at the moment, he's let's have a look at position changes to see where we are. So everyone from P5 down to P11 have all gained quite a few places, as Hammers UK, the Ferrari driver, is just behind him, gaining 8 places at the moment. One of the biggest gainers of this race is Skipper, gaining 8 places, sorry. Hammer's gaining 4. His teammate is right behind him there, so Red Bull having a good race so far, both in the points as it stands. And Baldy's yet to finish a race. We know he'd love some points here, get get on that scoreboard and try to have a good season from here and forget the first 2 races. Rob is down 10 places at the moment. Went from P2 down to P15, but slowly making his way back just before the safety car came out. And Wardy, another one who was doing well earlier on, has had a mistake somewhere and is down into P13. So Peter Pirate getting a few places. Steady away here. It's up to P14, and I think he started in 19th. Alright, yeah, started in 18th, sorry. As Relay Luca had a mistake and I think he got a small amount of damage there. He had to box. Benjius still going on the race, yet to finish the race, so we hope Benjius does get across the line today. Leitchim, the leading Alpine driver, in 17th place at the moment, and this is a team who are doing really good in the championship at the moment. Got a combination of 52 points, and from McLaren, yeah, I think the second in the championship in the constructors, as they get off to a bit of a bad start here in Australia. Average Gamer, I think, caused a safety car, losing his front wing 1 or 2 laps ago. He's down there in P18, 77, last week's race winner, in 19th, and Jens Hoffer at the back of the pack. He's in P20, but he's got a chance to redeem himself here, as all the other drivers are who have made a mistake. So it looks like the safety car is coming in this lap, and we're going to get a point of view of Grosbarret. Guna is gone, I think, yeah, and Elliott does a good job there of letting his brother get away a little bit. So Peter Pirate is off and round, and that will surely be front left end plate damaged there. Just didn't get the heat into the tyres, I don't think. Hammers UK has got a penalty. Benjius and 77 all got penalties as we head back towards the front with Guna and Elliott. Same as you were before, Charlie is closing in on Grosbarret, and he has Grosbarret's teammate Man Like Donkey just behind. So nice to see the 2 McLaren drivers up there in the top 5. We've not seen that too much this season, with Grosbarret having brilliant qualifying and Man Like Donkey not as quick, but both putting on a great show here today, as Dirk Norbert is closing in on Man Like Donkey, staying with him throughout this first lap of the safety car restart, but he does have Tom Putty, the Haas driver, right behind him. So Tom Putty in P7 here, building a bit of a gap from Skipper, who's just over 2 seconds behind him. Skipper not having the best of seasons so far compared to last year, as Hammers is falling back as well. So still got BV Baldy here in P11, not too far off the points, and Rob Suit, one of the quicker guys down here in the midfield, looking to get a speedy restart to this race and try and climb up through the pack. So we've got a yellow flag at the moment. I think it's Pete the Pirate at the back, and Charlie is still right on the gearbox of Grosbarret, as Guna is pulling a bit of a lead here, nearly 2 seconds So Elliott pulling to the right hand side, they're trying to break the toe from Grosberry. And Charlie got the 1 second gap over Man Like Donkey at the moment, as I think Charlie lost a little bit of time there. So we've got yellows in sector 1, and I think that's Pete the Pirate. Must have had a little mistake there. She's way at the back now, dropped off quite a bit, and Benjius is at the back with him, possibly has some damage. As we go back to the front, and Gunnar is pulling a 2.2 second lead here to his brother, who is becoming the Alfa Romeo train here with 4 cars right on the back of him. So Elliott feeling the pressure here, but he's doing a great job for his brother as they come down the home straight. And Elliott tries to break the toe from Grosberry again, who has the DRS, who has a little look but isn't close enough. And Elliott looks like he's really beginning to struggle now as Grosberry gets the DRS, and I was going to say gets the job done, but he almost doesn't leave enough room for Elliott. That was pretty close as Grosberry gets the job done and moves up into P2. Next up, Man Like Donkey is the next in line to take a look at Elliott and see if he can get a move done. So yellow flag sector 1. You got Pete the Pirate pitting, Benjius pitting. So the 2 guys right at the back, they have both decided to pit. As Man Like Donkey is right on the back of Elliott, is going to get the DRS here along with Dirk Norbert, and I don't think so. We've got skippers out. He has gone out, I think, on the fast chicane. Yeah, on the exit of the fast chicane he is out, and we've got another full-blown safety car. Just going to see if the Alpine driver can see Skipper's car on the way past, but it may have moved now. Oh no, it's there on the inside. So that is a very common place to crash the car on this track, as you go through the fast chicane of 11 and 12, catch the curb, run wide on the exit, and that instantly flips you inside to the barrier, which is almost impossible to get away with without a DNF, as we have some guys pitting. So Gunnar has pitted onto the mediums, lap 11 of 29, so he'll be confident he can get those to the end of the race. Dirk Norbert decides to stay out on track, and we'll get some data up of the tyre wear for you. So we've got Dirk Norbert in P1 at the moment, 10 lap old mediums. Bit of a tricky time for the safety car for him. Ideally you'd want to pit for another set of mediums, but he does need to use 2 compound types in this race, so obviously not wanting to use the hard tyre at this stage. Hammers UK is on the exact same strategy as Norbert. He's on the same 10 lap old mediums as well. Wardy, he did have to pit earlier on, he is on the 6 lap old mediums, and Luca in a similar position to him on the 8 lap old one. So Baldy having a great race so far. He was in P11 1 or 2 laps ago, now up to P5. His strategy is working well for him, gaining a lot of positions, and Jens is doing exactly the same as well. So a lot of the drivers who were towards the back of the grid have been Also, Benji is out of the race. How's he done that under the safety car? That's crazy. So under the safety car, Benjius has lost it in the exact same place as Skipper as I'm hoping we get to. So you can see the car on the outside there. It's hit the wall and he's out of the race. So another DNF for Benjius. Third one in a row, and just a really bad start of the season for him. Growberry. Growberry's gone from P2 to P17. I'm not too sure what he's done with the strategy there. I think he may have pitted twice under the safety car, I think. Possibly went medium soft medium or medium hard medium to get back on that preferable tyre. Peter the Pirate may as well pit him for mediums. He's on 2 lap old hards, so he may as well get rid of those and pit. 77, he's on the hard tyre as well. I think anyone on the hard tyre here should probably pit again and put mediums on, because the safety car, oh no, they won't have time now because the safety car will come in this lap with how they're all bunched together. So I think a few people have missed a good opportunity there. So the guys who are going to struggle, then you got P1 to P6. Gunnar is your net race leader, does not need to pit again. Can Jens get those 7 lap old mediums and Wardy? Can they get them to the end? You'd think possibly. The 11 lap old mediums, they do have to pit again for their mandatory pit stops, so it'll be interesting to see how those tyres look at the beginning. So we'll jump on board with Hammers, and I believe this is probably Dart Norbert's first safety car restart here at DTR, as he's weaving and getting his tyres, and he's getting some heat in his tyres and he's gone. So Hammer's very late to react to that. Wardy has to lift so he doesn't overtake before the line, as we have a look at the turn 1 and see how they fare. So nice and cleanly through there, and we'll head back to the front. So a bad start for Hammers UK, or maybe just a really good restart from Norbert there in P1. 1.5 second gap already, so we may get a little bit of a Hammer train on those older tyres. We've got yellow flags, and it looks like it's the Alpine of Leitchim. So Sector 2, we've got yellows. We heard some banging. Wardy is out of the race. Oh, there's carnage everywhere. Whoa. Oh no, Relay Lucas hit Wardy, and we've got another safety car. For me, if you're on hard tyre, you need to pit. So Leitchim, his race is rescued, but this has cost Wardy big time. Charlie's out of the race. Oh wow, championship leader out of the race. I didn't see. I saw Wardy was out, but I didn't know if I didn't realise Charlie was out. Just having a look at the replay, seeing what happened there. So yeah, the championship leader Charlie is out of the race, and his teammate has front wing damage after hitting the stranded car of Wardy. So Wardy went up into P2, lost it, and I think Charlie was just a victim of hitting Wardy after that. So, and really Wardy nearly took out both AlphaTauri drivers after his DNF. Shirley, I couldn't get it the way of what it. Oh man, that's so unfortunate. So unfortunate when you're pushing to win a championship, and if this is a track that you like and you excel at, it's to DNF in it. It's absolutely gutting, and Gunnar is in such a strong spot to really make some good points up on Charlie in this race. As I think this is safety car number 3 or 4. I think it's number 3. So absolute carnage already in this race. We've got 5 drivers with penalties. So as it stands, we've got 16 drivers left, and Luca was very fortunate there to not DNF, as we'll have one more lap around the safety car. So I think we just missed the chance of a restart there, as we'll have one more lap. So going to go through the tyres and the positions of the drivers. So whilst we are on this last lap of the safety car, is Leitching opts to pit. As we've got Dirk Norbert, he's in P1 still on the 14 lap. All mediums, probably could have pitted. I would have pitted with just 16 drivers left. I would have just pitted, got it done, and if anything happens afterwards, you'll gain from it, because at the moment they've got to do a full pit stop and technically losing 20 seconds or so, I believe. Hamish UK in P2, similar strategy as Dirk Norbert, with Jens Hoffer, who's in a great position. He's already pitted once. If he can get these tyres to the end, then he's in a great position. Gunar's in the best position, P4 on 4 lap all mediums. They will make it to the end, along with his brother Elliot just behind him. Man Like Donkey, P6, similar strategy as well. Tom Putty, he's on the slower tyre, going to struggle to get some heat and temperature into those. His teammate Rob, one of the quicker drivers here, he's in P8 looking to gain some places early on. 77 is making his way back up there, but does have a penalty of 3 seconds, so five drivers with 3 second penalties there. Composite reining up the top 10 and the final points position at the moment on those hard tyres, which will most certainly go to the end. Grobari was in P2 for a while. He's down there in P11, and another driver there just going to the end. So soft tyre drivers, I'm not too sure on strategy on this race. I'm not sure if they go to the end or not, but they should have that bit of extra pace. And Relay Luca, we're lucky to still have him after hitting Wardy head on there in the incident in Sector 2 round about turn 9, turn 10. Am I missing the restart? No. So we've got another lap, and that's because Leitching pitted and didn't catch up with the rest of the pack, I think. So, whoa. So, Average Gamer has somehow retired down the main straight as Baldy, I think. No, Baldy's not just retired, has he? His car was moving. What is going on? So hang on, something's happened here, because Baldy was there a minute ago and all of a sudden he is not racing now. So Baldy was in P13. Baldy was in P13, and let's see what happens. So average gamer goes out. BV Baldy drops down a couple of places. He's been disqualified from the session for driving the wrong way. Oh, that's so unfortunate for Baldy. He's going to be so angry with that. I think he's obviously tried to evade damage as we get the restart underway, and Hammers gives quite a generous gap there to Dirt Nobert, which gives the Mercedes driver a great gap here after lap 1. Gunnar there right on the back of Jens, who I don't think got the best restart as well. Jump on board with Gunnar here. No DRS for 2 laps yet, as the Alfa Romeo driver is all over the back of Jens Hoffer. So just 14 drivers remaining. We have had 1 disqualification and 5 DNFs. And Benjish and BV Baldy continue to not finish a race this season, as this is lap 1 of the 3rd or 4th safety car that we've had. And the Alfa Romeo driver of Gunnar taking a look at Jens, who's having a look and making a move on Hammers, who is struggling on these 16 lap old tyres, who should have pitted. He's only going to lose places from here as the 2 cars ahead, and Reliot is all over the back of Hammers now as they come down the home straight. No DRS enabled yet as Reliot hits the Ferrari driver, loses a bit of speed though. Man like Donkey ends up all over the back of Reliot, so Hammers catching Reliot off guard. They're a little bit slow through turn 1, which brings Man like Donkey right into it, allowing him to get past, and that has really upset Reliot's rhythm there on the restart as he begins to drop places here. Must have a little bit of damage on that front wing, which now brings Rob into this top 6 battle all over the back of Reliot here, as I'm convinced Reliot does have a little bit of damage. So we've got Dirt Nobert there in P1 with a 2-second advantage over Jens, with Gunnar closing in on Jens there, just around about just over half a second behind is the Alfa Romeo driver, who's currently net P1 after already pitted, and we are beginning to get a little bit of a hammer train here on lap 18. So a crazy race so far with multiple safety cars on this older layout of Australia, as the Haas drivers are going at it at the moment, Robsu and Tom. Gunnar is not closing in on Jens that much at the moment. I'm not sure what's going on there. Jens has got some good pace here on them older mediums, and Hammers is still leading the way with his little train here. As all the cars behind on fresh tyres are looking to... Oh god, I'm tired. They're looking to get past, and there's quite a queue there. There's at least 7 cars being held up here by Hammers. With DRS now activated, we should see some moves being done as Man Like Donkey gets the DRS, and 77 gets a 3-second time penalty as Man Like Donkey ends up right behind Hammers now in this final sector of lap 19. So Hammers pits, and that releases everybody from the train. So Hammer's tyres really struggling there as all the other drivers go flying past. We will head back towards the front. We've got Norbert leading the race. Yellow flags in sector 1. Not sure what's happened there, but I think we've gone green again. As Gunnar is now just 2.8 seconds behind. Oh, so I think Jens has had a moment. Jens has dropped down from P2 down to P4. Man like Donkey now up to P3, which is a net P2 really, with Dark Norbert needing to pit still in this race. Robsu's had a good comeback here from his mistake earlier on. Now up to P5. We think Reliot could have a little bit of damage after making contact with Hamazuke, who is down there now in P12. Going to jump on board with Tom here. P7, the Haas driver. As we look back at Relay Luca, we got a little bit of a sloppy exit, I think, coming out of the chicane. Bit of a tank slapper as the AlphaTauri driver looks to keep up with the Haas here and make up some places again. He's had a bit of a rough race, one or two things happening. Wardy DNF'd and Relay Luca drove into him as Relay Luca drives into Tom Putty there, getting a better exit and should get the move done easily. Hopefully Relay Luca does not have any damage now as he gets that P7 position from Tom, but Luca does have a penalty. Currently in P7 and Rob is in P5 here. He can see the podium place just ahead, as he will be aware Jens is on much older medium tyres and Dark Norbert in P1 has to pit, so a podium is definitely possible here for Rob if he can keep it on track. Going to head to the front with the leader, Norbert here, just below 1 second ahead of Gunnar on those fresher mediums, but Gunnar not really pushing too hard. He knows Norbert has to pit and has a penalty, so he doesn't need to get the overtake done on track, but Dan Norbert does pit. He's managed to get these medium tyres all the way to lap 21 as he boxes for fresh soft, so his strategy has worked really well for him, and with 14 drivers left he is doing really good so far. So we've got the new race leader of Gunnar as he ends up with DRS on that first lap, with it being a double DRS system at the beginning of that lap, with Man Like Donkey just behind him. 3 seconds now the gap as the two drivers on the 11 lap old medium tyres. Jens will be, he's going to try and get these 17 lap old mediums to the end, but with Dark Norbert pitting, I'm guessing it may be a struggle to get those to end, but we shall see. So Robsu again is in fourth. He can see this podium is up for grabs. He's still P2 is definitely up for grabs for Robsu here. We know he's got pace. Jens has got a penalty. May have to pit again. Rob there just having a look at Jens offer there on the inside as 77 gets yet another penalty, as we stay on board with Rob here, looking to try and clinch a podium position from the Aston Martin driver of Jens Hofer. and you can join myself and Jens tomorrow in Division 4. Jens is on the comms and I'll be on the track, looking to... I need a good result here tomorrow. It's one of my favourite tracks. Doesn't mean I'm quick, but it is one of my favourite tracks, so I'm looking forward to tomorrow's race. As yeah, I think it's one of I think it's a really good track, and hopefully a bit of carnage could get me a good result, I think. So similar as what Jens is doing here today. So Gunnar still around about 3 seconds ahead of P2 there. Relay Lucas had a good recovery, so we've got yellow flags in sector 3. That's an Alpine driver of 77 who is doing a few donuts, and he's round again nearly. As discussed last week, he has an absolute ton of pace, but has a few mistakes in him, and does a little drift there for the cameras as he tries to make his way around to the pits, but those tyres are absolutely cooked, and Norbert is in the pits again for some fresh softs. Maybe needed to get a wing fixed, I'm not sure, but 77 doesn't have any damage. He's continuing on and trying to cool those tyres down. And the race leader is still 3 seconds ahead. We've got yellow flags in sector 1, so 77 has binned it just there on the outside of 2. So just 13 drivers remain, full on safety car again, so this is going to work out. I think the top 4 after pit, I think. Man Like Donkey doesn't pit, Gunnar pits, Jens does not pit, Rob does not pit, Luca not pitting, Reliot pits. Alfa Romeo both going for the soft tyre here, and they're willing to double stack to get this done. Will the double stack cost them? I don't think it will. I think they've just got enough time to get this done. So yeah, no double stack time penalty for them. They got the pit stop done really well, and they want to be on those brand new soft tyres for this restart. I think the people who hesitated at the front, they may very well come in, I'm not sure, but Gunnar here, he is going to be so quick against 15 lap old mediums, 20 lap old mediums, you know, it's... But if Gunnar didn't pit, and everyone pitted behind him, Gunnar would have been in trouble. So Gunnar had to pit, and as they say, you just want to be on the right tyre at the right time, and that's what he's done. He's on the right tyre. Same as his brother, Reliot, on the right tyre. Can get a really good restart. Composite, he's really going to struggle to get heat into those tyres. For him, I'd pit. You know, you've got people out there on penalties, they're on old medium tyres. Get onto that soft tyre and see what you can gain. You're going to have 3 laps or so of carnage, and you want to be on that faster tyre for sure. So we've got multiple drivers on the soft tyre at the moment, as we will get, I think, 1 more lap under the safety car, because we've got Pete the Pirate in P13 quite a way back there with Dirk Norbert. We've pitted multiple times over the last couple of laps, and Leitching just outside of the top 10. So Man Like Donkey, the McLaren driver, leading the race on those 14 lap old mediums. And whilst this does 1 more lap, I'm just going to go and grab another beer. No one's DNF since I was away, which is good. Oh, just nearly broke my bottle on the rig. That would not have been good. Right, safety car is in this lap. Well, it should be. And we will be on board with Jens for this one. On the restart to see what Man Like Donkey can do. And liked him there, 5 pit stops. What a guy. He loves it. P11. May even get a 6 pit stop in. You never know. So let's jump on board with the ends here. Penalties. Wow, Hammers UK there. Currently last because of the penalties. That's not good. I keep telling Wazza about them, but he doesn't listen to me because you don't really want them. So here we go. Restart. Man Like Donkey is gone, and Jens is under pressure already from Rob. Heading down into turn 1. He has a look. Is he going to send it? Yes. He wanted to, but backs out at the last second. So far good, so good on the restart, I think. As Rob is trying to have a look round the outside. Yellow sector 1. Hang on, Peter Pirate's gone off somewhere. And we have lost Lightchim's had a moment. Right, so back to the front, Man Like Donkey. So we've got quite a gap already from composite down. He's struggling on those hard tyres. Want to be on the softs where you've got Gooner here, brand new softs, and his brother just behind him. What can they do? 3 laps left, including this. Was pitting the right option? The medium tyres are going to drop off ahead, and quite a few of them's got penalties. Relay Lucas out of the race. Where's he gone off? Where's he gone off? There he is on the right hand side. Please don't be a safety car. Please don't be a safety car. As we head back towards the front. This could be a VSC, but with how late it is in the race, they may just green flag this. So Man Like Donkey is still leading the race, nearly a second gap from Jens with 2 laps left. Jens has the penalty, and we are going to need Gooner to really push here. He was in P1 when he decided to pit, and he has got Grosberit all over the back of him, where I think Gooner has just passed him, and his brother Reliot is all over the back of Grosberit on those fresher softs, and he needs to get back past him on this lap. Maybe a bit of doubt is creeping into the Alfa Romeo drivers whether or not they should have pitted or not, as Gooner was leading the race. So Reliot all over the back. He runs really deep here, loses a little bit of time, probably 2 or 3 tenths, and runs wide, and he's Reliot. That was close, but he kept it on track and avoided any damage there. So Gooner outside of the podium positions as it stands, but Jens Hoffer has the 6-second penalty, so Gooner is P3 at the moment, runs a little wide there. Loses a little bit of time, and DRS is enabled. Final lap. Here we go. This is looking like the win for Man Like Donkey at the moment, and Gooner will be kicking himself for pitting. I think I genuinely thought pitting for the soft tyre would have been the right strategy, but you need a lot of luck on the restart. And if people leave big gaps, it can really hamper it. There's Jens in P2 at the moment, but 6 seconds of penalties. Robsu is in net P2 as it stands. Kuna currently in net P3. Grawberry. 3 seconds penalty along with Reliot. So nothing changes there, where Composite is too far behind. No, Composite can gain up to P7 as we come round this final sector. So Man Like Donkey has had an absolute solid race. Composite gets a penalty there just towards the end. There's no late dive bombs here at the end, I don't think. So Man Like Donkey is going to cross the line to win the Australian Grand Prix with Robsu in P2 and Guna in P3. Guna pitted from P1, could have had the race win, and just reading some of the chat here. So yeah, massive congratulations to Donkey and Rob. Charlie cheering those guys on because he knows Guna is his main rival this season for the championship. But good points for Alfa Romeo. P3, P4, not what they wanted, but good position, good result nonetheless. But I guess with 12 drivers left, you do really want a bit more than that. And Hammers UK was at the back with a chunk of penalties. So that is the Australian Grand Prix. The Man Like Donkey being the driver of the day there on P1, as he had a solid race from start to finish and avoiding all the damage and all the carnage. So with 7 drivers not finishing the race, the championship is blown wide open once again with some crazy results this season, even in just 3 races. We've had, I think we've had a different race winner. Yeah, different race winner every race, which is great to see. With Charlie 77 and Man Like Donkey all winning races, and so going through the grid, Man Like Donkey is your winner with Rob just behind him in P2 and Guna rounding up the podium. His brother Reliot in P4 with Jens there getting a great result in P5. Grawberry, solid race. P6 like Jim. Up and down race, but that's a great result. P7. Composite getting some points there for Red Bull in P8 with Dart Norbert leading the race for a while. He finishes in P9 and Tom Putty rounding up the top 10. And so 77 DNF towards the end. And yeah, that is the result of the Australian Grand Prix. So tune in for us next week. I've absolutely no idea which track it is. Oh, it's similar. It's similar, and I think that's a sprint race as well. So don't forget to tune in for that. So yeah, tune in tomorrow, and I'll be racing at Australian Division 4 with Jens on the comms. And if you want to watch some more racing action, you can go over to YouTube and have a look at Division 1 that also took place tonight. So thank you very much, and we will see you soon.